There is no creature among us, upon the air or in the sea, that does not sing with wonder, praising in community. La ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. We are still on allegations against Islam. Allegation against Islam from non-Muslim quarters, particularly from Christians. One other allegation is that Islam is against the interest of a woman. And so I want to discuss women in Islam. Those who generate negative perception about Islam concerning women, they do that based on the understanding of the status of women in pre-Islamic Arabia. In pre-Islamic Arabia, so many negative things became the fortune of women. For example, so anybody who gave birth to a female child believed that he is an unlucky person. Many children were buried alive at that particular time. Women were seen as being ordinary. They had no right to choose whom they were going to marry, and they have no right to inherit. In fact, they were seen as inheritable entity. With the advent of Islam, honestly, the narrative has changed. Women in Islam, they are accorded dignity, placed on the same spiritual pedestal like their male counterpart. For example, in Quran chapter 33 verse 35, Allah used 10 respective adjectives for male, and the 10 respective adjectives that were used for male were equally used for the women folk. Wal mu'minun, wal mu'minat, wal qanitin, wal qanitat, the steadfast men, the steadfast women, the believing men, the believing women, and including and beyond Quran chapter 33 verse 35. In the apostolic traditions, women are also accorded a dignity. For example, the Prophet taught the Muslims that when your father calls you, answer once, but when your mother calls you, answer 3 times. And the Prophet also said, paradise lies at the feet of mother, and you know mother are women. And again, the Prophet also said, if you train a man, you have succeeded in training only one person, but if you train a woman, you have trained a whole generation. So women are accorded a lot of dignity in Islam. Misconception about the status of women often arise from undue comparison with what is obtainable in Christianity, and along with that is the so-called advocacy for women liberation. In Islam, what you call woman liberation is not applicable, because women are not marginalized in Islam. They have their right. If my wife is working, I'm also working. She has a right to spend whatever she has the way she likes. And in Islam, there is nothing like a joint responsibility in training children. It is not a question of I as a husband, I will be buying the book, you will be buying the cloth. That is not acceptable in Islam. Again, when you are talking along the line of marginalization, it is even in the other faith where the women are marginalized. What we call Western education today is a product of a colonialism. And when you are talking along of colonialists, you are talking of a Christians. When a man goes to the university, the first degree he obtains is BA, Bachelor of Arts. And a woman also goes to the university, the degree she also obtains is Bachelor of Arts. If it is a woman, at the end of her study, she obtains Bachelor of Arts. And we know that when you are talking of a bachelor, you are talking along the line of masculinity. Why should it not be feminized? At least that should be spinsters of art. And when the two of them decide to go for higher degree, the man obtains Masters of Art or Master of Science, and the woman also has obtained the same degree, Master of Art, Master of Science. if they are not going to marginalize the women, if they are not oppressive to the women, those who are saying that Islam is oppressing the women for, it should be mistress of art or madam of art. Again, when you are talking along the line of a marginalization, it is because Islam is overprotective about the women, because women are naturally temptatious, and Allah does not want them to expose their beauty. So the way women should dress in Islam is quite special. In Quran chapter 24 verse 31, Allah says, La yubudina zinnatahunna, that is, they must not expose certain part of their body. And what is obtainable in Islam is also obtainable in Christianity. But the Christian, they choose to live in denial. In the book of 1 Timothy chapter 2 verse 9, the Bible speaks about decent dressing. When Muslims are clamoring for hijab for our daughters in secondary schools, in tertiary institutions, we see a number of non-Muslims, particularly Christians, fighting the Muslims. Whereas the mother of Jesus Christ, Mary, when you see a pictorial representation, you see that it is dressed using the hijab. And when you see Catholic reference sisters, see the way they also dress. So when Muslims are advocating along the line of decent dressing, honestly, if there is no politics in it, if there is no sentiment, Christians should come and partner with the Muslims. Again, when we are talking along the line of women being marginalized, that is not obtainable in Islam at all. Women are held in high esteem in Islam. They are held in high esteem because they are not subjugated, they are not relegated in any manner. Why am I discussing this particular topic? It is in the light of a current reality. The latest beauty contest, they said, was won by an hijab wearing lady from the northern part of the country. And some Muslims are even justifying it. Some non-Muslims are even seeing Muslims as being unnecessarily fanatical. Women are not to be exposed because they are temptatious. And in Islam, a woman should not expose her body to foreign people. And who are the foreign people? As noted in Quran chapter 24 verse 31, those are people who are not our husband, are not our siblings. These people, and they want to, through the beauty contest which I have just did, and they now say that it is a lady from the northern part of the country and a hijab wearing lady that won it. Honestly, they want to denigrate the identity of Muslim women, at best contaminate their relationship with Islam, and this is not in line with the teaching of Islam. A Muslim lady should dress decently. Imagine this one: if there is a madman and the madman decides to walk nakedly around the neighborhood, nobody is not going to cause any trouble. Let it be a woman. God forbid, if a woman runs amok and she's walking around nakedly in the neighborhood, honestly, in the night, some men are likely to violate her sanctity because they will just do an arithmetical breakdown of her physiology. The head is there, the buttock is there, the chest is there, only the brain has some problem. And this is why you see situations where mad women are impregnated, and we are sure that mad women that are being impregnated are not impregnated by fellow mad people, because Islam protects women. Especially women are neither oppressed nor marginalized in Islam. Before and after marriage, women have their own individuality, and the individuality is retained even after marriage. And that is why a woman is not required to change her maiden name after marriage. Imagine the problem applicable to a woman who is bearing the name of the husband. In case of divorce, the husband may decide to terrorize her, don't bear my name again, and she is likely to lose her identity. Imagine a lady with whom I was a mate in secondary school or maybe in the university. After she will have married and changed her maiden name, recognition become a trouble. But in Islam, Allah allows a woman to retain her maiden name. These are part of the leeways granted women in Islam. These are part of the reasons why we say that a woman in Islam is not marginalized. A woman in Islam is not subjugated. woman have right. In Quran chapter 4 verse 124, Allah says, as woman can enter paradise via the act of righteousness, a man can also enter paradise. And by way of conclusion, Quran chapter 49, Allah says, I have created you from two people. I've created you into nations. I've created you from Adam and Eve, created you into nations and tribes. And the best among you is he who is most pious. It is not a question of being a woman or a man. In Islam, women are not marginalized at all. Women are accorded a lot of dignity. Even women, they can be said to enjoy a better spiritual pedestal than they are made for. There's a whole chapter of the Quran that is dedicated to women, and that is Quran chapter 4, could name Surah An-Nisa, chapter of women. And there is no coterminous chapter in the Quran that is accredited to the male folk. Our brothers and sisters, listeners far and near, I have said, and with emphasis, that Islam is not against the interest of women in any way. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. We are Muslims today. We pray to remain as Muslims, and in the ultimate die as Muslim and be rewardable accordingly. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.